Whatever you do or did not do in the next 7 years is the foundation of the remainder of your life. And by December 31st night, 2030, that foundation will be completed.
People who follow your teachings, I'm very sure, must have heard you talk about how the next, going back to 2023,
yes,
how the next 7 years,
correct,
by the time we get to December 31st of 2030, our lives will be fully done.
Yes.
And you have also said that, by December 31st, 2030, there'll be only two sets of people. Those who are maybe the victors, or those who are slaves
or victims
of that or casualties of the next 7 years.
Yes.
I don't think I'm 7 now. I don't want to say if I go say I don't want to say 7. But let's look at this number of years. Very important. Looking at, so let's talk about the significance. Some people are going to look at time now and say, wait, by December 31st, 2030, like you have always said and harped on, we would have only two sets of people. Those who would have made the best of the 7 years, or those who are victims of these 7 years. Can you explain that concept?
So COVID is the instruction.
COVID.
2020. In 2019 and 2018, I run an event every January called Nest 365. Now we call it Feedback from the Future. And what we do there is predict the next year and the next decade. The theme for 2019 was the end of hope, the rise of darkness. 2019, not 2020.
The end of hope, the rise of darkness.
In 2019?
2019. Did I know that COVID was going to happen? I didn't know. Did I know that there is some gloom ahead? Yes, I knew. For so many reasons. First of all, there's the law of every 100 years. There's the fact of every 500 years. Right? So those numbers are there. Don't forget, this is my own work as a futurist. So I'm connecting the dots and I'm interpreting the future of things, of products, of markets, of everything. So we knew that 2020 is a year of vibrations on a level unprecedented. And people should get ready. The world changed in 2020. Let me fast track. 2020, 2021, 2023. Anybody who followed me know that I said, whatever you did or did not do from 2020 all the way to 2023 is excusable. Even if you slept for 3 years, it's fine. The universe and the contraption that engineered that season permits you to get away with anything. Whatever hard work you did not do, investment you did not make, decisions you made, it's okay. You will not pay for it. The universe will not hold you accountable to it. Whatever you did, from 2020 to 2023. 2020 is a bad year. Let me tell you what a bad year is. A bad year is a year that would define all the other years above it, that the next 10, 20 years above it will sleep on that year. For example, the world wars were bad years. The First World War gave birth to the silent generation. The 1929 global depression gave birth to another set of kids, right? The Second World War gave birth to baby boomers, and it defined who that generation became, right? Those are bad years. COVID, 2020 is a bad year. Now, on that bad year, a decade will be built, which is the next 10 years. Don't forget that we are then moving from 2030 is the end of the 2020s.
Yes.
We're moving to the 2030s, right? Between 2030 and 2050, right? If you are privileged to be alive, you'll be sure. You know how we have people were riding camel and now we are flying. That is how life will be. There are two scientists in Spain who believe that they've written a book called The Death of Death. They believe, the choice to age will be suicide in the future. They believe that by 2045, human beings will not die by natural causes. They will be dying by accidents, by them eliminating themselves. It sounds stupid, but in a world where people are already growing human ear, ready to 3D print a human kidney or liver.
3D, yes.
Ready to actually make human spare parts on many levels. The possibilities for the future are incredible. Space is luxury in the future. Touch is luxury in the future. I can touch you now. I'm going to pay a lot of money to do this in the future. Because there'll be technology that allow us to have our highest misery and deepest bliss alone without human contact. So, when I was growing up in secondary school, when we got to final year and we're leaving high school, there's a song we sing, God be with you till we meet again. You see, once they raise that song, everybody begins to cry. In 1986, when I finished secondary school, you will cry. You know why you are crying? You know the song is true. God be with you till we meet again. The chance of us meeting again is very slim. Very few of us who are able to bond, maybe on the next school we are going or the geography we move to, will see each other again, right? There was no social media. When people leave, they leave. When somebody is getting married in London, you don't know. When your classmate is buying a house in Italy, you're not aware, right? Today, because I'm a public speaker, I still go to validatory services. And they sing the same song, except that kids don't cry anymore. They're just chilling. You know why they don't cry? Nobody's leaving. They're all on social media.
Yes.
They will see each other. Nobody's going anywhere, right? And then envy is heightened because of that video reality and the ability to replay the past, which is photography and video. So if somebody gives birth to a new baby or gets married, you left secondary school in Abuja, he moved to America, you went to Ghana. 15 years after both of you, one of them is getting married, the other is not married, you don't even know, except you stay connected. It's not easy way back because you have to be middle class to have a telephone. You have to be middle class to have a video recorder. So once you don't have those things already, your options are already slim. Limited. There were no 24-hour TV. So the ability to even see the world is limited. You have to physically move. If you want to see your cousin in Ikorodu, or you are in Dallas, you want to see your cousin in Houston, you are going to travel to find out that I just left 2 minutes ago, right? Time is saved. Precision is engineered now because with a text message, I can know before I leave. I can call him and look at him before I leave where I am. So I save time, right? The world has changed. Now, some years ago, the time I was describing, I don't know when you got married. If you buy a belt now, I will know. Because you go on Instagram and do a belting Joe. We are belting, and then you put it there. You buy a food, you do a video of your food.
Yeah.
So now, when you give birth, when you get married in 1986, if I don't like it, if I'm not happy that you are not married, right, I have to talk it in. I can't show it to you.
Can't say anything about it.
I have to pretend that I like it, right? And that means I am wrestling my own envy and putting it in check and killing it by myself. The misery of technology, which is what I call privatization, the ability of the human spirit to have its highest bliss or deepest darkness alone without human contact, means that in your bedroom, you can now see that, Jane is now married. You are alone. You can express anything you want. Nonsense. What's going on? Where will my own happen? What's going on?
Why know the rubbish they do that time?
You can do all of that alone. Nobody's going to see you. Because private and public with technology are now the same. You can be alone in your room and be talking to the whole world and the whole world is seeing you. You're supposed to be in a private place, but you're in a public place. Though you are in a private location. So public has a new meaning. Private has a new meaning. Public has a new meaning. Right? So the whole thing has changed. And as we move into the future, there's going to be more and more arrest of time as we know it. So there'll be driverless cars. People are going to be ordering enough food. E-commerce will grow. Right? So think about it. To be able to travel from Nigeria to the United States, do you understand? It's going to be, I was talking to him, he's into travel. When we're coming, I said, the future of travel is luxury. Because it will be easier to have everything you want without touching each other. So for you to go and touch somebody and see them physically, you're going to pay for it. Right? You're going to pay for it. What is that telling you? It's telling you about the fact that the world is changing. And it's changing on 5 lines: how we live, how we love,